That was useful. So this seems to be the way to go. Well, let's keep looking at this. We know those two are correct. So let's see who else is left. Yeah, we don't know about the ship's steward. We're pretty sure Paul Moss is correct. Um, this guy has no. Okay, who is Li Hong? Oh, we haven't even figured out who that is. Um, I'm a terrible person. I am a terrible person. Um, all right. Is that really the way that they want me to deduce who this person is? Okay, well, hold on a second. That doesn't make sense. If I've assigned Lee to somebody. Oh, okay. Speared by a terrible beast. So we're just arbitrarily assigning him. Interesting. Perished in the calling part one. All right, well, I'm just going to guess that that's correct. I mean, not to sound terrible, but I don't know of many other Chinese people on the boat. So that's a pretty safe guess to say that's who that is. Oh man. All right. Um am I seriously just going to have to start assigning names here? Wow. Yeah, that is exactly what the game wants me to do now is I just need to start assigning names. Okay. Well, what's the worst that happens? I'm wrong? No, we've already said that's not right. Uh let's go about this the other way. Who doesn't have a name assigned to them yet? All right, you all have names assigned to you. You have a name. You're named. You're named. You're named. You're not named. All right. What makes sense? What makes sense? Um, we don't have a lot of choices left. But I'm going to guess just by your look that you are George Surly. Why not? You also don't have a name. We're going to say that you are, sure, John Naples. I'm not getting any of these right, by the way. Yeah, we guessed because there are no other, as terrible as this sounds, there's no other unidentified, unless you're, you might be Sri Lankan. Sierra Leone, maybe. But that doesn't make sense because you're up in the rigging. I'm guessing, no, no. I am guessing that you are Lee. Who else doesn't have a name here? Who else doesn't have a name? There, you don't have a name. What's left? Not right. Have we seriously reached the part of the game where I'm just going to start to arbitrarily assign names to people? Because I think everyone has been assigned. I think we have now given a name to everyone. Yeah, we have given a name to everyone, so no one is unidentified. Also, I don't understand why some of these it's not letting me because we don't know. Hold on. What? Unknown. Where are you in the picture? We're saying that that's, but you never let me. Interesting. You never let me do anything with that. I mean, that has to be the third mate. It has to be. I mean, he's the only one left that hasn't been identified. Come on, Crafty. You've only got 12 left. Another difficult one. That's another difficult one. Another difficult one. Well, at least to my credit, all of the ones we're not getting, all of the ones we're currently not getting are like rated 3 or 4 for deduction here. I mean, I don't feel too terrible about not getting some of these. I just don't get it because the names have to be wrong. It has to be a problem with the names. It has to be. I said you were the first mate steward. Are you actually the captain steward? Which would make you the first mate steward? No. Boo. Because I don't think any of these are going to be like unknown officer or something like that. They want me to assign something to everybody. Um, Maybe you're George Shirley? Or are you. Oh, this is fun. Or are you John Naples? All right, well, it says he's easy to figure out. So let's actually try and chase him down instead of just wantonly guessing. All right, so what is his first memory? Unholy Captives. Unholy Captives Part 2. Boo. Torn apart by a terrible beast. All right, so his first memory is the murder, which is he is in the lineup of the people shooting, which is fine. We'll figure this out. I mean, all we need to do, sorry, chap, all we need to do is to figure out a couple more, and that gives us less to choose from. Every time we do this, we have less to choose from. So we started with the murder, which is where? There, murder part 2. And then he goes to unholy captives. And then he goes to that one, unholy captives. More unholy captives. And then he finally perishes in part 4. Okay. So let's trace the unholy captives thing, which is going to be on the main deck on the stairs. And maybe that will reveal its secrets to us. Main deck on the stairs. Unholy Captives Part 3. It's probably one of these guys. Nope. You on the cap sand? No. No. Okay, am I just blind? Really want to see what happened in the bargain, too. And I have a feeling that you don't find out what's in the bargain unless you complete the book. All right, so where is Unholy Captives? Oh, I'm too far. Okay, so it's 5 part 1. That's what the problem is. I am looking in the wrong place. It's 5 part 1. Yep, that one. All right, so let's see if maybe we can figure out with his proximity who.
You know about these things, about the chest and your dead friends.
All right, that's the Frenchman. Nope. I don't think this is actually going to help me.
Shell? What shell?
Nathan Peters. Where is he? That's the French guy. That's the French guy's friend. Those two die. That's someone narrowly avoiding getting dead. Intriguing. He's here, but where? One of the people peeping? No, that's one of the mates. There he is. All right, that doesn't really give me a clue as to who he is, though. Does not really give me a clue. Alrighty. So that didn't really help me any. So if he's not identified there, the next part is Unholy Captives Part 2, when they're on the stairs. So we're going to try that one and see if that gives us a clue to his name. Because I have a feeling that we've got his death correct, but not his name. And instead of just randomly guessing because it's not going to trigger properly, game is evil and doesn't let you do that. That was not what I meant to do. I bumped the space key while I was walking past, and now we're in this cutscene. Oh. Sorry, Crafty is not big braining today. You're not big braining today. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is the one we wanted. Yeah, part 2. Alright. So what is the dialogue for this? Clear the deck, move the boats astern, and throw the bodies over. Watch your footing. Hey there, what's this? Give them to me and I can find a surprise meal. Care for now, I'll take it slow. One takes 2 minutes, pretty shell here. Have a look, no get back. Okay. That gives us no indication of who he is. But that does give us a little bit of a clue. Because you are a seaman. You're the cook. I know that. Oh, man. The problem is we have 4 seamen to choose from. We have 4 seamen to choose from. And he could be any of them. Oh, bugger. Bugger, 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 bugger. Because he could be any of these. It could be any of them. Ooh. Oh, chat. I don't know what to do. Oh, it says he's easy to figure out, but how? How is he easy to figure out? I mean, I guess I can keep tracing it, and maybe one of these traces will give me a bit more of a clue. I mean, we've got his death right. I know we have his death right, but not his name. Should be 5 part 3. Yeah. Nothing is said in this scene. Okay. Also, I don't know. Did we identify? Yeah, we did identify that guy. And he's right there, falling down the stairs. So, I guess we'll keep following him. We will keep following him. Unholy Captives Part 4. Yeah, he dies in Unholy Captives Part 4. So we will follow this to Unholy Captives Part 4 and see if that gives us a clue to his name. That's all I'm trying to figure out right now is do I have his name correct? Although I might not have his death correct. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe the death isn't right. No, that's Soldier of the Sea. Not Soldier of the Sea. Creepy crab riders. It's not Soldiers of the Sea we wanted. Unholy Captives Part 4. Yes. Which is up there by the stairs. I was in the right place. Yeah, it's Part 5, Part 4 is what we want. Part 5, Part 4. No. That looks like, yeah, that's Part 5, Part 4. Yay, reading analog clocks. Nope. And thank you for that, host Arctic. Thank you, thank you. How are you doing today? I am not deducing. And thank you for that, Arctic. Yeah, how are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a good day. Where is Part 4? Or Part 5, Part 4? No. Grinding Elden Ring and chillin'. Nice. Yeah, I just keep hearing more and more good things about Elden Ring. More and more good things about Elden Ring. Oh, I'm on the wrong floor. I need to go down one. That's why I can't find the one I need. I have to go down one. Yes, this is what we want. There we go. Alright, so let's watch the dialogue here. Keep pressure here. Hold him down. What madness is this? 20 years my steward, and I never doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself. These ungodly beasts carry a curse. Throw them back or doom us all. Tie him up and put him in the lazarette with those things. He may yet find his senses. Come on, you fools. All's fine, John. Been in worse spots, I think. Where's the rest of his leg? Okay.
Keep pressure here. Knock him down. What madness is this? 20 years my
You know what?
and never a doubt on your sanity.
Was he actually torn apart?
Godly beasts carry a curse. Throw him back or doom us all. Tie him up.
I'm actually doubting myself. Is he actually torn apart? I can't. There's no way the dude cut off his leg with a sword. That's the captain. Ship steward. Actually, you know what? Best rodent brother. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. You know, I'm wondering, that's not Swedish, is it? 'Cause, I mean, we have two choices here for that language because we know that he is a steward. We know this. But is that Swedish or is that not Swedish is the question. Is that Swedish or isn't that not Swedish? I'm going to guess actually that that's Swedish. Because you know what? We've been holding on to that being um not Swedish for the longest time, which would then maybe make this that. But I'm still questioning, is that actually how he died? Like, was he maimed by a beast or was he not? Like, was he or was he not? I'm beginning to wonder. Maybe I have his death wrong. As I said, he was torn up by a beast. I don't think he was. I think he was attacked by a sword. I think we're wrong. I think he wasn't that. And I think it's going to be not the surgeon, not the gunner, passenger. I think that's true. Praise God, it's been so much fun and satisfaction of games since Sariko or Dark Souls 3. Yeah, I am excited to someday play it. I don't see any other harm done and the beast would leave more marks. That's what I'm thinking too. And the other big clue here is, I mean, my mind is trying to get around the fact of how you chop off a dude's leg with a sword like that. But I guess that's a thing that could happen. It's not very realistic, but we're also talking about a game with people riding riding crabs. So maybe his leg did get chopped off by a sword. And it's logical to think by the dialogue that it was the steward that did it. And I'm also thinking that that's not Indian that he's speaking. I think it's Swedish. I think it's Swedish. So I think actually we might have just figured this guy out, but his name is wrong. So we're going to play the game of we're just going to try every name and see what happens. Like, we might get lucky just by doing this. It's not, but that's okay. He's not an unknown steward. So guessing names is not getting me lucky. So, sad. But at least now I think his death is correct. You're by a terrible beast. We know the carpenter's right. Who else could this be? If not the ship's steward, he could be the first mate's steward. I still don't think he is, though. I still think that he is the ship's steward, which would. And I just undid someone else. And welcome on in, Batman. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Yeah, we know that one's correct. Well, we know also that these go in books. And see, that's what I don't get is that I think I have three correct in Soldiers of the Sea, but for some reason, those three aren't triggering. I also have a feeling that this game will not trigger multiple ones. And which game is that, Batman? Is it the Lego Star Wars? These monster pair simultaneously with a brave but unfortunate soul. Nice, nice, Batman. Yeah, I'm trying, probably in vain, to figure out some of these. Unknown soul was blasted by a cannon. We'll say your. We have entered the portion of the game that is just rote guessing. I'm just seeing if there's anybody I missed. We determined that you're one of the stewards. Unknown soul was shot by a gun by Emily Jackson. I still think that you're the Russian. We know that's correct. Oh, this is brutal right now. Wait, hold on. I saw an unknown fate. Unknown soul was spiked by a terrible beast. All right, what is left? That is what we have left. Obviously, some of these are not right. Oh, and what do you mean, Jill Stingray, by generalize? So we know that that's correct. We know that one's correct. These two might or might not be. I have my Leonid wrong? Okay. That actually helps quite a bit. So then maybe that means this is Leonid. Okay. Thank you, Jill Stingray. Oh, so I did guess that one right. That's good. And I guessed that one right. Awesome. And Leonid. Okay. So that's now we're down to 9. 9 more to figure out. All right, so wait, if that's Leonid, then that means because I said someone got stabbed by him. Blood, poison, spiked, unknown. There. So if I had that wrong, that means it was Leonid that stabbed him. Once this ad ends, I can tell you so. No worries, Jill Stingray. All right, so then this would make you That would make you Alcaris Nishiki. All right. If you are Hamadao Diom, then you might be possibly George Shirley. No, I was not on yesterday, Batman. I took yesterday off. Hey, okay. Got it. 3 more fates correct. 6 more, chat. 6 more. We have entered the domino effect because we have few to choose from. And Paul Moss is finally correct. All right. 6 more. 6 more. All right. Now we're on a roll here. Now we're on a roll. All right. So, ship steward is still up in the air, but I'm not changing that one. You're done. You're done. You're done. You guys live disabled. Gotcha. Well, I mean, given I wasn't far off. I knew he was Russian. I just had the wrong Russian. Oh, that's awesome, Batman. I have not gotten new PJs in a long time, actually. All right, I think that's everyone up top labeled. So that means you are probably, just by process of elimination, John Naples. Oh, but it didn't trigger anything. No. And welcome on in, Jackal TK. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. How are you doing? All right, hold on. Do I have a different choice? Do I have a different choice here? No, John Naples is the only one left for a seaman. I just finished. Oh, nice, Jackal Teak. Nice. And welcome on in, Fen Fen. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. How are you doing today? What were his killed by options? For John Naples, we had him killed with a sword. Because he got. I mean, bleeding out is not an answer. Playing on some Animal Crossing. Nice, 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 Fen Fen. And thank you for the boops. Thank you for the boops. But yeah, I had him killed by a sword by the captain's steward. That may or may not be correct. Oh, that's awesome, Fen Fen. I am jealous. I do not have that many wolves on my island. What's under alive? Oh, that's a good point. He might still be alive. But alive is locations. Alive is locations. And I'm fairly sure that he bled out and died. Fairly sure. Because he also says perished. So we know he died. We know for sure that he died. Yeah, I know, Jill Stingray. You and me both. You and me both. How did interns do yesterday? What do you mean, Batman? What do you mean by how did interns do? All right, let's look at the crew list here. What do we got? It will not let me assign a death to him. Yeah, will not let me assign a death to him, so I'm not going to worry about it. Network interns. Well, considering I didn't stream, they didn't do anything yesterday. Okay, so I wonder why you're not letting me change that. Can't change that either. Oh, we are so close to having this wrapped. Oh, hold on. No, I'm pretty sure I have those right. Okay, so I got Philip right. Good. Why won't it let me give him a death, though? Maybe because we don't know what happened to him because he was in the lazarette. The only thing I can think of is maybe I've got this wrong, but I don't think so. Do torn apart. On this guy, I'm assuming you mean? Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. Torn apart by Philippe Dahl. That works too. Didn't trigger anything though. Oh, come on. Let's say torn apart by a beast. Pretty sure I know that he was Spike. We are so close. Zungi was shot by Charles Minor. Okay. How do I have that so wrong then? I must have missed something big with that. Hey, there we go. Well done. Thank you, Jill Stingray. 2 more fates correct. Oh, come on. All right, so those are done. Well, at least it gave me 2. At least it gave me 2. So who do we have left now? Who is left? 4, I believe. Philippe Dowell, we can't give a death to. We cannot give a death to Philippe Dowell. Okay, these 2 have got to be backwards. All right. It's the carpenters that are the problem now. It's the flipping carpenters that are the problem. Life at Sea sketch. Okay. Where are they? I highly doubt that this is the way it goes. Because I can't imagine that in this time period, Marcus. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It has to be his death. His death has to be the problem. He was torn apart by a terrible beast. And where is your... And you were torn apart by a beast. No. I remember seeing them getting spiked, though. I distinctly remember seeing him get spiked. Okay. It's annoying that this seems to be boiling down to semantics at this point. Like, the difference between speared and spiked. He wasn't impaled. What exactly is this murder mystery? You are investigating a ghost ship, basically, that has been missing for 5 years. And then it suddenly shows up back in harbor, and you are sent to investigate and find out what happened to the 60 souls on the ship. He wasn't impaled by the crab spikes. I thought he was. I could have swore he was. Where is that one then? He took a whole crab claw? Oh. Okay. So I guess speared for him and spiked for his boss? Maybe? was spiked? No. Wouldn't that be crushed? Yeah, that's possible. No, not shot. Speared. Was crushed? So yeah. Oh, wait, clawed. No, that doesn't make sense. Crushed. By a beast? Yeah, welcome on in, Bunny Fist. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. We are arguing semantics with a video game. We are currently arguing semantics with a video game. Yeah, we are arguing semantics with a video game at this point. Gibbs is spiked. Okay. So then you would have been crushed by a beast? No. Smith is speared. That is so. That. There's no way I would have figured that out. There's no way I would have figured that out because that's splitting hairs at this point. So who's left? Hold on. That needs to say. Nope. You were spiked by a terrible beast. You were speared by a terrible beast. Are they? Are they really? I'm surprised by that, Jill Stingray. Because we had, no, give me the crew manifesto. We had, so really, see, that's very strange for this time period um, that the African American is the carpenter and the white guy is his mate. That's weird. But yeah. Oh, progressive ship. For very progressive ship. All right. Well, it looks like we got everything, chat. I think it just said all solvable fates have been completed. Ooh, there's nothing left to do on the Obra Dinn. Oh, awesome. All right. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised, Jill Stingray. Because we had it, combine each. Yeah, exactly, Bunny Fist. But yeah, I'm surprised. I thought that he, because in this time period, being a person of color, wouldn't have been the carpenter. But hey, go overthinking crafty. All right, well let's get off this boat. We have done everything we have set out to do. We have solved the mystery, possibly. And maybe we'll get an answer of what exactly happened on this boat. Oh, I'm so excited. And thank you for the help, chat. Thank you for the help. Because, yeah, that got a bit abstract. Because remember the lazarette? Yeah, there's people in the lazarette. Or there were people in the lazarette. Was that Stewart was in the lazarette. So I'm curious what happened to him. It's interesting, though, that it's like you have solved all of the ones that you can solve, but there's still unknown fates here. But I'm guessing we're going to find out what happened to those people momentarily. So let us get off this boat. Let's get off this boat and, yeah. All right. And save your game. That's important. Also, Monkey's Paw. Oh, dear. All right. Unfortunately, I cannot save my game. It is auto-saved.
We should go. Storm's nearly about, so we won't be coming back.
That's fine. I think we accomplished everything we needed to. Oh, that's cool that it does an ellipse to end things. Okay, so it gives you a chance to go back if you really wanted to. Okay. Well, let's go. You miss a vital point with the ranks and the crew, even in the time period in your ship, the ranks are determined by it. Well, that's true. That is true, Bunny Fist.
Finally. Sit down so you don't fall out.
That is true. Yeah, I know those feels, Netkisa. Definitely know those feels. Yeah, welcome on in, Project Willie T. Welcome in, welcome in. We are going to be getting credits for Obra Dinn momentarily. And we should get the best ending here because we did 100% this, hopefully. 1 week later. The Honorable East India Company insurance assessment for the good ship Obra Dinn, victim of calamitous events at sea, prepared by the company office investigation. Ship, damaged in squall Atlantic sunk in storm, Foulmouth, payout claimed 20K. Cargo company, all cargo lost, payout claimed 5K. Cargo, Crown, all cargo lost, payout claimed. Okay. Captain Robert Luttrell, fate, suicide, gun, criminal findings, murder of crewmate 4, estate forfeited to the Crown. Oh dear. William Huskett, first mate, fate, shot, gun, findings, attempted mutiny, estate fined. Edward Nicholas, second mate, fate, shot, criminal findings, murder of crewmate 2, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, estimated fine. Martin Perot, third mate, fate, unknown, findings of merit, extraordinary valor, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded, outstanding wages and reward. That's good. And yes, we did complete the book. But yeah, we're going to read through this and then we'll find out what happened to the people in the lazarette. John Davies, fourth mate, fate, flubbed, criminal findings, murder of a crewmate, estate fined. Alfred Kistel, bosun, torn apart, beast, findings of fate, or findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded, outstanding wages and reward. Charles Minor, fate, torn apart, murder of crewmate, estate unknown, expense claimed, fair. Henry Evans, surgeon, fate, alive, finding of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel, estate awarded, outstanding wages. James Wallace, surgeon's mate, fate, decapitated, extraordinary valor, estate awarded. Okay. Winston Smith was spiked, extraordinary valor, estate awarded. Marcus Gibbs, fate, spear, estate unknown, outstanding wages donated to pension fund. Oh, okay. Thomas Sefton, cook, struck, estate awarded, outstanding wages. Emil O'Farrell, butcher, spiked, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded. Christian Wolf, shot, cannon, findings of merit, exceptional performance of duties, estate awarded. Olus Waiter, fate, shot, murder of crewmate, attempted mutiny, estate fined. No, you can't click the claims. Yeah, there's nothing clickable, unfortunately. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do. I mean, this is all pretty much cut and dry. I mean, we know all the fates. Finding a demerit, poisoned, expense claimed. Yeah, I mean, we can read through all of this, but we pretty much know what's going on. People either got money or they didn't get money. I'm now skimming it to see if there's anything interesting in here. Crushed, cannon, fell downstairs, estate awarded, illness, wages, awarded, mutiny, vessel, cargo crushed, estate awarded, shot. All right, a preliminary draft of this assessment has been approved by the Royal Trade Guarantor. Total claimed 29,285 coin. On behalf of the Honorable East India Company, I certify all statements as accurate and declare this matter closed in its entirety. Chief Inspector. Okay. So that's... Oh. Wait, can I... Oh, yeah, they do that, Fen Fen. They definitely do that. Cool. All right. So I signed the document. Pocket watch remains in your possession. The book returns to its original owner, Henry Evans in Morocco, as requested. But yeah, what about that one chapter? Give me the chapter that we weren't allowed to have. Come on, gimme. I want to know what's in that chapter. 1 year later. Oh, cool. You got a parcel. Can't move, though. I wish they'd make this game into a VR. That'd be so awesome. It'll be filled once the book is returned.
Package at this hour.
Here we go.
Oh, the thing smells just dreadful.
Smells
If you
dreadful.
don't open it inside.
Why does it smell bad?
I'll be turning in now. Tea's in the kitchen if you need more.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. And I don't know, Bunnyfist. I don't know who chained us to the chair. But here we go. Now we get to know what that hidden chapter was. I am very excited about this. Chief Inspector, I write to you with the unfortunate news that Dr. Evans has passed away. He succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving your package. He was very pleased with your correspondence and asked that his gratitude be expressed by returning the book to you, along with the means to complete it. As for the three of us that remain, the Obra Dinn is a distant memory and a dreadful chapter in our lives that we wish to forget. Do not write back. Huh. Oh, okay. So that's one of the survivors. Interesting. All right, so that's the letter. What's this? And welcome on in, Shinobi Wolf. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. What? What is this? Okay. It's a memory? I did get Monkey Pod.
Collect your things. Where's the key? To that door. Gone. Damn. There's no time. We need to go. Right. What are you up to? Nothing,
What? What? Oh, he shot him from the lazarette. What is that thing? What? Okay, well, we know he just got spiked. It's legit from his pet monkey. Yeah, it is. Huh. So now we get to assign deaths to the last few people, huh? Book belongs to you now. Oh, that's chilling. Bargain. Oh, so cool. Yeah, yeah. In the lazarette. Oh, so cool. A friendly but not entirely pleasant monkey companion was sacrificed in the pursuit of knowledge. He shot his pet monkey so we can see what happened in the lazarette. Huh. Oh, that is so cool. All right. Well, I guess now we get to see what happened to the people in the lazarette. But yeah, I didn't catch that that's the monkey, but yeah, that's totally the monkey. Huh. All right, well, let's see what happened here. Oh, we're going to find out what happened to you now. So cool.
A third shell.
Really?
Captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this.
Okay. That's a lot of bad noises.
Well, set you free. Give it the shell. Here. Do it. Hoist it out. To the main deck.
Yeah, they must have Bunny Fist.
Throw it over. Lock the door when you
Funny, I
leave.
was complaining about not having more cutscenes, and here we go with extra cutscenes. Tail.
You return. The ship.
Uh-huh.
The Obra.
Yeah.
See it home.
Huh. But I still can't assign a death to him. Okay, so she has a shell. Huh. Yeah, it looks like he got... It looks like he's bleeding, but I'm not sure about that. Alright, now maybe we can assign some deaths here. But only through another corpse, 2 others were present. Has met an unknown fate. Well, no, we know what his fate is. He got spiked. It's very obvious that he got spiked. I mean, you can see the spikes. So, who... Really? Through that corpse? Okay.
I'll kill every last one of you monsters. Withdraw the Kraken!
What?
I will kill you all!
Huh. Hey, welcome on in, Ark. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Huh, so it looks like the shell, like, eats your arm off. And that is... Is that the captain? That's the captain. Okay. Yeah, you don't have an arm anymore, dude. I can see that the shell has eaten it. Okay. So the captain is antagonizing the mer people things to get them to release the Kraken. Okay. A captured beast fought against its jailer and was speared for the trouble. Huh. Interesting. Huh. All right, well, there's got to be more now. Tell me more. Tell me more, game. Okay, and then through another one of these corpses. This is very interesting.
Damn you! This is your Kraken! You brought it here! Send it back!
Oh, and he shot that one. Okay. And you are still having your arm eaten by that shell. Interesting. I don't know why it gives you so much time to inspect the scenes here, too, because you literally can't do anything. So it looks like the captain was trying to make amends for what was going on? It really does look like the captain was trying to make amends for what was going on. Non-holy creatures' defiant shrieks were greeted with a fatal bullet. Alright, so corpse number 3, I'm betting, is you. That was not what I expected. I thought there would be another sea creature in there. Okay. This was a cursed ship. Like, truly cursed. Yeah, no, I do remember that. I do remember that, Jill Stingray, because that's right. When you reach in and pull the shell out, it dissolves your arm.
Quicksilver.
Oh. 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 Okay, well, that... Ugh. Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense now. That makes a lot more sense on why it's poisoning and a burn simultaneously. Quicksilver is silver nitrate. Ugh. Yeah, but I don't think killing the mermaids would get rid of the Kraken. I honestly don't think killing the mermaids is going to get rid of the Kraken. But okay, so that makes sense then. If the chest is full of silver nitrate, aka Quicksilver, that would be why their arms are dissolving. Because silver nitrate is not fun stuff. Like, use silver nitrate to cauterize wounds. That stuff is nasty. Effective, but nasty. God, no, he got poisoned. I think that's what we figured out, is that the game considers the silver nitrate to be poisoning. Well done. All fates correct. Yay! We did it! We did it! One of the few times I have ever 100%ed a game. Boop and boop. Boop. Look at that. We did it. Thank you, Magica Man. Yeah, 3 people did survive. 3 people did survive. The doctor and a couple of women survived. But yeah, that's a rarity for me to 100% a game. But I had to know. So yeah, look at that. My parents can tell me Quicksilver is very poisonous. It's very, very, very poisonous. Like, you do not mess around with that stuff. You don't even want to breathe the vapors if you have to use it. Granted, only licensed medical professionals can use silver nitrate. The end. So now what? Now what? Do we just... I guess we just leave. I guess we just leave. The starving here set the mermaid free in return for leading the ship back to England. Probably... Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Project Willie T. Now, the thing is, though, the bargain they made was to get the ship back to England safely. They didn't say anything about the crew. And it's all about... Oh, no. Oh, no. Are those the 3 shells? Okay, no, we're just putting the book away. Phew. For a second there, I thought we had the shells. Oh, okay, so they gave you 3 different options. Well, that makes sense. The end. Ah, we did it. We did it. Nice. All right. Oh, for my dad, that's awesome. Yeah, I would like to see more from this dev. I would definitely like to see more from this dev. So how'd you like it? I loved it, Okenshen. I really liked it. The only critiques I can think of for this while we're letting the credits run, because you know me, we always go all the way through the credits just in case. I correct you, everyone with a working can use the different slice in the amount of times. Oh, gotcha, Bunny Fist. Brain function, please. Does not want to function today. The only... Nice. The only critiquing I could say for this is I wish there were more options for the visuals. Like, I like the fact that it gives you a couple of different, like, graphic choices for, like, does it look CRT? Does it look like an old IBM? Does it look like an old Mac? Um, it'd be nice to see more options that are a little bit easier on the eyes. Oh, you're fine, Bunny Fist. You're fine. But yeah, I would say I wish that there was maybe a setting that's a little bit easier on the eyes with the graphics, but that's a small critique, not even really a complaint, small critique. But no, I like that. I like that a lot. That was very fun and very interesting. I'm sad though, because I agree with what other people have said. The replayability of this is not as much as other games. Like if you 100% it in the first run like we did, like I'm probably not going to pick this one up for a year or two just so kind of it phases out of memory. But on subsequent playthroughs, it's going to be a little bit easier because we'll already know some of the answers. But no, that was a lot of fun, actually. That was quite a bit of fun, and I liked how it let me play with my investigative skills. Like in some of those scenes, being able to move around and look like the one scene where the dude got shot from the boat to the lifeboat. Was I born? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Jill Stingray. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Oakenshin. It is not something that you will replay immediately, but I'll definitely play this one again someday. If you don't find all the fates, you never get... Ah, okay. See, there's where replayability comes in. Like, if you don't get it all in the first try and you have to go back and find the fates, which some of those are tricky. Some of those are really tricky. Some of those were very, very tricky.